Srila Prabhupada ki, Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are reading from the chapter number 15, the Yoga of the Supreme Person, and shloka number 12. 12 shloka. So everybody can repeat. Yadaditya gatam tejo. Yadaditya gatam tejo. Jagad bhashyate akhilam. Jagad bhashyate akhilam. Yachandramsi yachhagnau. Yachandramsi yachhagnau. Tattejo viddhi mamakam. Tattejo viddhi mamakam. Yadaditya gatam tejo. Jagad bhashyate akhilam. Yachandramsi yachhagnau. Tattejo viddhi mamakam. Yadaditya gatam tejo. Jagad bhashyate akhilam. Yachandramsi yachhagnau. Tattejo viddhi mamakam. Anybody wants to read? You want to read? Yadaditya gatam tejo. Jagad bhashyate akhilam. Yachandramasi yachhagnau. Tattejo viddhi mamakam. Okay. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yat, that which. Aditya gatam, in the sunshine. Tejaha, splendor. Jagat, the whole world. Bhashyate, illuminates. Akhilam, entirely. Yat, that which. Chandramasi, in the moon. Yat, that which. Cha, also. Agnau, in the fire. That. Tejaha, splendor. Viddhi, understand. Mamikam, from me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me. Purport. The unintelligent cannot understand how things are taking place. The beginning of knowledge can be established by understanding what the Lord explains here. Everyone sees the sun, moon, fire and electricity. One should simply try to understand that the splendor of the sun, the splendor of the moon, the splendor of electricity or fire are coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In such a conception of life, the beginning of Krishna consciousness, lies a great deal of advancement for the conditioned soul in this material world. The living entities are essentially the parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. And He is giving herewith the hint how they can come back to Godhead, back to home. From this verse we can understand that the sun is illuminating the whole solar system. There are different universes and different solar systems, and there are different suns, moons, planets also. Sunlight is due to the spiritual effulgence in the spiritual sky of the Supreme Lord. With the rise of the sun, the activities of human beings are set up. They set fire to prepare their foodstuff. They set fire to start the factories, etc. So many things are done with the help of fire. Therefore, sunrise, fire and moonlight are so pleasing to the living entities. Without their help, no living entity can live. So, if one can understand the light and splendor of the sun, moon and fire are emanating from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, then one's Krishna consciousness will begin. By the moonshine, all the vegetables are nourished. The moonshine is so pleasing that people can easily understand that they are living by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Without His mercy, there cannot be sun. Without His mercy, there cannot be moon. And without His mercy, there cannot be fire. And without the help of sun, moon and fire, no one can live. These are some thoughts to provoke Krishna consciousness in the conditioned soul. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Katanchana Smrite Yasmin Dushkaram Sukaram Bhavet Vismritim Viparitam Shat Shri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Okay, so Krishna is making a very bold statement here in this shloka that the sunlight is His energy, the moonlight is His energy, and the fire, light from the fire is also His energy.
Can I explain to you?
Hmm?
Can I explain to you what?
It will take it will become little problematic. So every day we see the sun. You see the sun, right? Every day we are seeing the sun. You are also seeing the sun. We are seeing the moon. We are seeing the fire. And when we see, we feel they are very common things. We don't really see special, anything special. And if we try to understand the sun, moon or the fire, then scientists, they are trying to study this big planets, and their understanding is that the sun is nothing but a ball of gases, and then there is some hydrogen atoms in that, and which are forming into some element called helium, and then it is producing light. It is how the science understands. We don't go by Bhagavad Gita, right? And then what they say is that the sun is the cause for life. Without sunlight, scientists say that the whole planet Earth will become frozen, and the plants cannot grow, the life cannot exist. And it is said that the heat in the sun is so hot that it is like millions of degrees of heat, and every second the sun is producing so much heat and light that 1 second of energy of the sun can sustain the whole planet for millions of years. 1 second of light from the sun, if we use on this planet to light all the bulbs, factories, all the cities, the whole world can sustain for millions of years. That is the power of sun. And if we talk about moon, scientists, they say that scientists and general people, they say that it is a rocky planet. It has no light of its own. It is reflecting the light from the sun, and then the scientists also understand that the gravitation in the moon, it is causing the tides in the oceans. That is our understanding, the common understanding, our so-called scientists. So, and they also say that our scientists have gone to the extent of understanding that the moonlight is affecting our mind. It is making us peaceful. The moon, very pleasant light. Even if you go and stand in the moon during Purnima, you can feel that your mind is becoming relaxed. That is what they understand. And they also say that the ocean tides and the plants are being nourished the vegetables, fruits are also getting some pleasant nourishment from the moon. This is our understanding. When we see the moon, sun, and when we try to use our brain to understand sun and moon, we come to this kind of a conclusion, scientific. This is a common. They see the technical aspect. Like if you ask the question, but where is the sun, moon, who created? What is the source? Then there is a problem. Now these things are okay. We also agree by these things that the sun is a planet of gases. You understood it. No problem. Sun, moon also you explained. Light also you explained. Everything is good. But the problem is that they cannot understand the source. It is very difficult. Who created? Because science is only trying to understand what exists. But they cannot understand what is a cause. And spirituality is all about understanding the cause. We are trying to find who is the cause for everything. It is a different angle of vision. Scientists we can appreciate, but what kind of appreciation they can get? Only to the extent of understanding as it is, what it is. But beyond the scene, then we need to get into some other knowledge. So, this shloka is very important in one angle. I'll tell you this very specific angle. Whatever I told now is very appreciable. But a person who doesn't believe in God, this shloka is a slap on his face. Why it is a slap on his face of a person who is atheist, Nastika? It is like Krishna is slapping, fatak, ah! Why? Because, I'll tell you why. Because here Krishna is telling a very interesting point that every spark of light that you see in this universe, in this whole world, all universes have different suns, that is coming from the, not from me, from the sun, from the sun, from the sun, and of course what he said is right, and that energy of that light and the heat is coming from me, moon also. That means there cannot be spark of light on this planet without Krishna's help. Without Krishna's help, there can be no light at all. It is all full of darkness. Krishna says, I put my energy and then this whole area is. Now why this is a slap on the face of a atheist? Because all atheists, what do they say? I will not believe God until I see God. Now when somebody says, I want to see, but what can you see? Krishna says, I put the light, and with that light you are able to see. Your eyes cannot see anything if I don't give light. So when you open your eyes, what do you see? The light that Krishna has provided, through that you are seeing everything. That means as soon as any atheist opens his eyes, first thing he sees is that he is seeing God in the form of light. So it's a slap. That means even an atheist cannot see anything with these so-called eyes. And Krishna says, I provide the light through which you open your eyes, and then the flash that you see is because of me. So that means Krishna has proven that he is existing. It's a slap on the face, because atheists say they want to see, yes, they can see the light, and Krishna says this light is my energy. So that means you are seeing God. We need to just open our eyes and we can see God. How we can see God? In the form of light. So that is a proof, Krishna. As soon as we see, open the eyes, we have proof that Krishna exists. Only thing is that we need to stop being owls. Owls, they close their eyes and they say there is nothing. They have to open the eyes and see the world, and then you can say anything. So this is a wonderful shloka. Krishna is showing that extraordinary power. You understand, right, how it is important? So that is the point. Now Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita that mattaf parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protram sutre maniganaiva. Krishna says that I am the supreme truth. I am the truth. There is nothing beyond me. And Krishna says that in a necklace there are pearls, but the thread is me. That means Krishna is everywhere, just that we cannot see him. We cannot see him. Now when we speak like this, now I am speaking about this, then we know from Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is the light, Krishna is the sun, Krishna is the moon, and it is all his energy. But the problem is that we cannot understand all these things unless we scrutinizingly study Shastras, because we cannot see Krishna unless we cannot see Krishna with our eyes, because we need some other eyes. And what are the eyes that we have to use to see Krishna? We have to see through the eyes of Shastra. That's why first thing that we always do is we change the lens of our eyes. We start using the eyes of Shastra. Because when we start scrutinizingly studying, like for example, we all study Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada said that we have to study very scrutinizingly, and then we should see the world through the eyes of Shastra. Then we can see Krishna everywhere. Then it is impossible not to find Krishna anywhere. It becomes impossible, because as soon as you start reading Shastras and is using that vision, then it's impossible not to find Krishna anywhere. Everywhere you'll start finding Krishna, because your eye lens have changed. That is the point. So with our own knowledge and senses we cannot. We have to use Shastra. So to understand this point, just like we may have a painting on the wall, and as soon as you see the painting, what you understand? What do you understand? That there is a painter. As soon as you see a painting on the wall, you see the painting and you start enjoying the painting, beautiful painting. Immediately the first thought that comes to your mind is, who is the person who might have painted this? Immediately our thought goes, our mind immediately questions, who is that person? If you are a very thoughtful person, if you are a dull-headed donkey, then nobody can help you. But generally an intelligent person will question. If you eat something very nice, tasty, and we appreciate, then we ask him, who is the cook? Today you cook so nicely. I see that you are the person who cooked. We appreciate. Absolutely, na? Similarly, this whole world is a beautiful painting of Krishna. Is it not a fact that everywhere you see, it's all made by Krishna? And then a devotee, how he sees, how he understands this is because Shastra is giving this knowledge to him. And then through the Shastra, he is understanding things through knowledge, and he is seeing that everything is so nicely created. And then we just don't appreciate the world. What we do? We like this painting, but we start appreciating the painter. The devotees also, it's not just that we like the world the way it is created, it is very nicely created, we appreciate it. But more than that, a devotee will start glorifying the Supreme Lord who created it. Is it not a fact? That is how we do it. Everything. And it's not just that we appreciate the Lord, we also understand, devotees also understand one thing, this whole world belongs to Krishna. It belongs to Krishna. We appreciate the world, we understand how great Krishna, how nicely he has created. And then we understand also one thing, that this belongs to Krishna. Because demons will not accept this. Demons, what they think? This world is meant for because they don't use the eyes of Shastra, they cannot see, and they misunderstand the whole world, thinking that it is meant for their enjoyment. But devotees, they use Shastra, they are very intelligently, immediately they glorify the Lord. Oh my God, Lord has created such a beautiful world, so many nice things, sun, moon, earth, planet, water, air. And then they glorify the Lord, they say that it belongs to you, Lord, and this is meant for Krishna's pleasure. It is for his enjoyment. It belongs to him, it is for his pleasure. And a devotee, as soon as he understands all these things, he becomes delighted. In what? He becomes delighted in the fact that he is servant of Krishna, who created such a beautiful world for his enjoyment. Devotees, we are happy to be Krishna's servants. We are happy because such a great person, to become his servant is a delight. And we also appreciate, we also are delighted by the fact that Krishna created everything for his pleasure. This is also delightful for us to understand. Oh, Krishna is such a great personality, he created world, he is the enjoyer, and we are also happy to become instruments to make you enjoyable. It's nice, na, that devotees have such feelings.
All these things to plus of.
So this is the mood of a devotee. So when we see this beautiful world, so this is the attitude of a devotee. So but when we say that we are seeing this whole world from the Shastra, we are using the eye of the Shastra. What do you mean by using the eye of Shastra? Can we understand just by reading Bhagavad Gita that yes, it belongs to Krishna? Saying is easy. I said that you read Bhagavad Gita, you will get some knowledge, and then you can see the world as Krishna's energy. It's not so easy actually. We can read, you also read Bhagavad Gita? Can you understand that it belongs to Krishna? It's very difficult. It is not possible like that also. When we say that we are seeing this world from the Shastra's Chakshu, what does it imply? What do you mean by seeing the world through the eyes of Shastra? Practically. If theoretically it means I am reading Bhagavad Gita. That is okay. Practically, it is not so easy. Just by so many people might have read Bhagavad Gita. They might have, but they don't really understand or act in that attitude of proper understanding. The point is that when we read Shastra, when we see Shastra, it means that we are becoming servants of Krishna. We are engaging in devotion. Because Shastra, what it says? Engage in service of Krishna. That means the power to see everything connected to Krishna comes from the devotional service. Only when we start engaging ourselves in Krishna's service, that realization we will get. Krishna gives that. Is it not a fact? Just by reading, if somebody could understand that everything is Krishna and everything is so nice and Krishna is the Supreme Lord, we will not get that. Reading is one aspect. Reading will give knowledge. Reading will give knowledge. Reading will give you some faith. But devotion to Krishna, when you practically start serving Krishna with that vision of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then Krishna will give you that mercy to see the things connected to him. Till that time, we may become a scholar. Are scholars devotees? Are they chanting Krishna's names properly? Are they engaging in Krishna's service? No. Only devotees devotees are able to do that. Devotion means action for Krishna. Unless we act for Krishna, just reading that Krishna is sunlight is Krishna, moonlight is Krishna, it becomes a theory. Is it not a fact? That's why Bhagavatam, I want to read one shloka from Bhagavatam which implies this point, that it says in Bhagavatam 10th canto 14th chapter 29th verse, it says athapite deva patambujadvaya prasadaleshanugrahita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya ekopi chiram vichinyan. Here it is said, very nicely it is said, my Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. It's unless we get Krishna's mercy, we cannot understand Krishna. Like now we are thinking that Krishna is so great, he created sun, moon, light, everything. But to understand that also, we need some mercy. That's why it's in this shloka what is said. It is said that Atapi te deva padambuja dvaya prasada leshanugrahita. Prasada means what? Prasad, that prasad. But what is prasad? Actual meaning of prasad is mercy. That's why every day we eat prasadam. It is nothing but it is Krishna's mercy we are getting. And here it is a prasada, lesha. Lesha means one drop of mercy if I can get from you. Then janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno. At that moment I will understand how great you are. That means you have to help me. That mercy will come when we engage in devotional service. So that is the point. Reading from Shastra, seeing through the vision of Shastra means engaging in devotional service. See, one more. Nachanya ekopi chiram vichinyan. Here it is also mentioned that, but those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there may be some people who may not be engaged in devotion. They may be reading Bhagavad Gita and they may try to understand with their own speculative mind. Oh, Krishna is this, Krishna is that. Then, understand, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years, they cannot understand. So many scholars, they may keep on reading Shastras for millions of times and they may spend lot of time. But Krishna says, unless I give mercy, you cannot understand me. You may be a great scholar. You might have read Bhagavad Gita millions of times. You might have by-hearted the shlokas, or you might have understood the tattva, logic, but till I give you lesha, prasada leshanu grahita, lesha, I will give you little mercy. Till that time there is no way, no way, no way. So devotional service is so powerful that it activates the mercy aspect of God. Is it not? Devotion means what? Krishna says, Sarva dharman paritijya mamekam sharanam. As soon as we say, Krishna, I am depending on you. You are my master. I will do only what you like. I will not do anything which you don't like. Depending means what? A small child is dependent on parents. Surrender. The child is surrendered. And immediately as soon as you surrender, protection, maintenance, everything is taken care. And what the child does? Parents say do this, he will do that. Parents say don't do this, sit here. Child will sit there and everything is taken care if you just do this. Listen to them, be obedient to parent. That means devotion means nothing but becoming obedient to Krishna. Obedience means showing that Krishna, till now I thought I am independent, now I am actually not independent, I am totally dependent on you. Surrender means not negative, like putting gun on your head and saying surrender. That is not surrender, that is fear. Surrender means accepting that, understanding truly that you are dependent on Lord through knowledge. And Krishna Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport here, very nicely is mentioning that, here Prabhupada says, here Prabhupada is also mentioning that we are all different part and parcels of Krishna. Part and parcel, small, tiny. So that is the point here. Seeing we can theoretically understand all these things. Krishna is the energy, but unless we perform devotional service, how do we perform devotional service? Very easy. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam. We start chanting Krishna's name. As soon as we start chanting Krishna's name, we have started our devotion. Sevon Mukhehi Jihvadau. Our first service to Krishna starts from tongue. As soon as we start Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, I am surrendering, Krishna, you are my master, we are telling. Is it not simple that we just chant and then we do other activities? Shravanam Kirtanam, we hear about him, we sing about him, we read about him, we preach about him. It's very easy, like we did Kirtan, we did Arati. So like that we start. In that way we make Krishna happy, we make Krishna pleased. But the question is, how do we know that Krishna is pleased with us? Next question. Because we are looking for mercy, we are looking for prasada. Some prasada I should get from Krishna because I am doing some seva for you. But how do we understand that we are really making Krishna happy? How do we understand? Practically, if you want to find, how you will find? How we will find? It's very practical. Krishna has made an arrangement. Krishna is sending his representative, Guru. Guru is coming and he is guiding us. And if we are following his instruction, and if he is apparently looking very pleased from our service, then it is an indication that Krishna is pleased. Simple. Everything is taken care. Krishna has sent that he is the person who is the benchmark for our satisfaction to Krishna. That's why every morning we say, Yasya prasadat, this prasada, here also. Yasya prasadat, Bhagavat prasado. Your mercy is Krishna's mercy. When you become pleased, Krishna is pleased. So this is very simple.
Which means we don't have the mercy. We are taken from
yes.
God and
But how do we know that Krishna is pleased? By looking at Guru. Guru is very happy. You are doing activities which are pleasing to Guru, and you also know that you are following Guru's instruction, and immediately you know that Krishna is pleased. And immediately then you start getting realization. Realization about all these facts will start manifesting when we start the process of devotion by chanting Krishna's names, by reading Bhagavatam, by following the Guru's instructions. And the greatest service to Krishna, or the greatest service by which Krishna is pleased, is to make ourselves pure devotee. Our duty is to make ourselves pure devotee. It's not that pure devotee is something exclusively for few of us. Everybody, if we want to please Krishna, then we have to try to become, we should become pure devotee. Because when we become pure devotees, what will happen? We can engage in service. Purification will lead to service, and service again will lead to purification. So this is the goal of life. The goal of life is understanding that I am fallen, and now I have to purify myself to make Krishna happy. I am fallen, and why I have to purify myself? Because Krishna is desiring that I become purified. Our desire to control our senses is not because we want to control senses. By controlling our senses, we will be able to engage more in service of Krishna. Krishna will be pleased when he sees that we are trying to purify ourselves. So purification is meant for Krishna's pleasure. Sometimes we say, I want to become pure, but why you want to become pure? You want to become pure because Krishna is watching us. Krishna wants to see that we make an effort by chanting names, by holy names, by reading Bhagavatam, by being in sadhu sangha, by taking prasadam, by going to dham. So very beautifully this shloka is explaining about Krishna's energies. Krishna's energies are everywhere, but only thing is that all these energies we can understand the tattva of them, or we can realize that they are really Krishna's manifestations only when Krishna wishes us with the mercy. Otherwise we cannot. By reading also we cannot manifest. So the practical thing is we need to engage in service of Krishna. The devotional service will activate that mercy of Krishna, and then when Krishna's mercy activates, then we can see. Then we can see. Otherwise it's difficult for us to. So like that. So what else is there in this shloka? So we understood the whole plan. It's simple shloka, but everything is connected. Generally we theorize things saying that, oh, this is so nice, Krishna's energy, and if you perform devotional service, then impossible to not find Krishna everywhere. So you have to perform nice devotional service. You have to become more and more pure. Okay, so like that. So this is the shloka that, and what else Prabhupada writes here is that other things are so many technical things. We are dependent on sun, we are dependent on moon, we are dependent on the fire, right? And Prabhupada writes, the unintelligent cannot understand how things are taking place. Unintelligent means mostly the so-called scientists, non-devotees, scientists, and they are trying to understand what is to be seen. They cannot understand how things are moving. Forget about Krishna being the mover behind everything. They cannot understand basic things also. What they will understand when we say Krishna is the one behind everything? It's coconut, huh? In South India, huh? So, yadaditya gatam tejo jagat bhashyate akhilam yat chandramsi yat chagno tat tejo vidhi mamakam. So, this is the point which we can understand from this, and that's why here Prabhupada is writing, without His mercy there cannot be sun, without His mercy there cannot be moon, and without His mercy there cannot be fire, and without the help of sun, moon and fire no one can live. These are some of the thoughts to provoke Krishna consciousness in the conditioned soul. Thought provoking points.